Wednesday, 14th of November 2018. Time to pay attention. Facebook is aiding the police state by purging police accountability pages. 1 month ago, Facebook and Twitter, without warning or justification, deleted the pages of Free Thought Project and Police the Police, which had over 5 million followers during this purge. They also removed hundreds of other pages, including massive police accountability groups like Cop Block, Filming Cops, and stifled the reach of Photography is Not a Crime. We reacted to the purge by stating new pages with the "to" appendix at the end of them. On Sunday, exactly 1 month after they wiped these pages from the internet, Facebook struck again and again. No reason was given. Fascist book is what it should be called, not Facebook. Marked police van stolen from outside Suffolk police station. Vehicle reportedly driven erratically and then dumped 15 miles away. A man accused of stealing a marked police van from outside a police station has appeared in court charged with 7 offences. The Vauxhall Vivaro van was taken from Lowestoft police station on Saturday evening and found abandoned 15 miles away in the town of Bungay at around 1 AM. Suffolk police received several reports of the van being driven erratically. Pretty normal then by cops. So what you take from that is that it's almost impossible, unless you have certain electrical equipment, or the keys were left in the van. What do you think happened? I suspect the keys were left in the van. Police launched sting on uninsured drivers this week at the Motor Insurers Bureau, as the Motor Insurers Bureau says that they cost law-abiding motorists 100 million a year. Bullshit. It's let's have another go at the driver. Let's have a go at anyone that's travelling around in vehicles or cars or vans or whatever. That's all it's about. Forces will use ANPR cameras to identify cars driven that are uninsured. Guilty parties will have vehicles seized, be fined 300 and face court prosecution. The MIB, Men in Black, or Motor Insurance Bureau, you make your mind up, said uninsured motorists cost law-abiding drivers 100 million a year in additional premiums. No, they don't. Insurance is a theft. It's a rip-off. It's a mafia. Pay us insurance or we'll get our boys in blue to come round, beat you up and steal your vehicles, your transport. That's what we'll do. Since it was given permission in 2011 to contact owners of vehicles suspected to be uninsured, the MIB said it has sent 5 million letters to drivers. Have a go at drivers again. That's all it's about. Anyone travelling will have a go at you. And yet, strange enough, all these that travel around on fares, because they don't register themselves, they don't have insurance, they don't have a licence, they don't need tax. But if it's the normal dumb general public, then it all applies to you. The Queen doesn't have a licence, have insurance, have number plates, have registration, but the dumb public, they do. More evidence of the utter corruption in the system. Judge who was caught using his mobile at the wheel before doing 55 in a 40 zone is spared driving ban by magistrates. Duncan Bald, age 60, faced an automatic road ban over 4 driving offences. He has now been handed formal advice following a disciplinary hearing. The judge who raked up 12 points on his licence was ticked off at the hearing. But if that was you or I, your licence would be gone and you'd be forced to retake your test. But because it's a piece of shit scum, they get away with it. It's one rule for them, one rule for us. They do what they like and we get screwed every single time. The UK has 9 out of the 10 poorest regions in Northern Europe. Despite being the 4th biggest, richest country, we have the poorest population. If that doesn't show you the corruption going on in the UK, I don't know what will. The UK has 9 out of 10 of the poorest regions in Europe, Northern Europe, with suggestions that the rapid industrial decline brought about under Thatcher is chiefly responsible for creating pockets of poverty in one of the world's richest economies. West Wales, Durham and Tees Valley, South Yorkshire, Northern Ireland, all ranked highly as the poorest areas in Europe, a report by Inequality Briefing. Inner London ranked as the richest area in Northern Europe in the study, but it was alone in the top 10 richest list. The government are corrupt criminals destroying this country. Rise up and end it now, before we're all murdered by them. Monsters set to draft in commissioner to oversee children's services in crisis hit Northamptonshire Council. In other words, let's put another paedophile in there to make sure we still get our fill of the child rape that we do. Inspectors found children are not effectively assured, supported or protected when referred to council services in highly critical report. Like I said, they're all paedophiles, and Northampton County Council is just one of them. Nottingham County Council, absolutely the same. Run by paedophiles for paedophiles. And you know, Nottingham Criminal Cartel, they call, some still refer to them as Nottingham City Council, when in actual fact it's nothing more than a criminal cartel, or even worse. Tony Martin says he has no regrets about shooting burglar dead. What goes around comes around. Now, if we started doing that with bailiffs as well, we'd have a far better country, because they are nothing but the lowest of the low. Telecoms giant and federal government forcing local governments to radiate your home with 5G microwave. Crony deal between telecom giants and feds to radiate your home. They are killing us slowly, only quicker with 5G. Are you having trouble sleeping at night? That's 4G. 5G will kill you. California forced vaccinations, a blatant violation of the Nuremberg Code that outlawed medical experiments on humans. But it's going on anyway. Natural news. As California's forests are going up in flames, you might wonder whether the bureaucrats of California actually care about children at all. If they did, they wouldn't be forcing dangerous, deadly vaccinations onto our children, to the children, in total violation of the Nuremberg Code that was created to halt the alleged Nazi practice of using medication on the public. It's time to stand up. Time is running out rapidly. We are at the last. We've got one last chance here. Either stand up or die. The urban legend about scattering human ashes at Disney is true, and it's worse than we thought. For at least 11 years, an unnerving story has made the rounds on Disney fan blogs. People regularly scatter the ashes of loved ones at Disney and Disney World. Well, yesterday, the Wall Street Journal confirmed the urban legend, and we're not talking about a couple of isolated cases. This happens on a monthly basis. Disney employees even have a special code to report when it happens. The code is HEPA cleanup. You'll know that acronym if you're a vacuum enthusiast, because it refers to a special kind of filter that need to suck up very fine particulates like human ashes. This is why the NHS is running out of money. NHS chief executives living rent-free in central London flat owned by hospital charity. And there's the piece of shit. Professor Marcel Levy, on the highest paid, one of the highest paid chief executives in the NHS, is living rent-free in central London flat owned by the University College Hospital charity arm. It's all by design. I said it all along. Why do British Gas and npower both claim they supply us? The two energy providers were even arguing about it in a conference call. My wife and I moved to our new home 18 months ago, and there has been confusion over who supplies us with gas. npower was supplying the property previously. We request to switch to British Gas and were told there was a problem. Both npower and British Gas claim they supply us, and over the past year both have sent demands for payment and debt collectors letters. There appears to be a phantom meter and no one can agree with which one is ours. During a telephone conference call last year, both argued that with each other over whose customer we are. You see, because it doesn't matter who pretends to supply you. The National Grid supply you with gas, we'll say, for instance. How do they know whose gas it is? They don't. There's one single supplier, but they pretend to give you a choice by apparently the big six, which is bullshit. It's one supplier. They just carve up the dividends amongst themselves, whoever says, oh, it's my meter. If you have your own meter, you supply your own gas. Because just by fitting a meter and then saying we supply you, it doesn't work. The gas is supplied free, it's paid for out of your bond, then they send you a bill as well and charge you money again. This is why when you correctly fill out the bank joint gyro credit slip and send it back, it nullifies. It says you're taking it out my bond account, I'm not paying as well. There you go, I'll transfer the endorsement to you. So you can just take it once instead of having me pay on top of you stealing it out of my bond. But that's another story altogether, and you need to do your research in that one. Scouts to recruit children aged 4 and 5 in trial scheme. They're running out of children to rape, so they're introducing new schemes to get you to give your children to them to be raped. Don't be stupid. The Times. Barack, the bedroom and bullets. Michael tells all. Velvet Revolution, why the best dressers are plushy. French would be speaking German without us, Trump tells Macron. May accused of betrayal as she unveils Brexit deal, where she stabs us in the back, commits treason yet again. But hey, if you're not going to do anything, maybe you deserve the government you get. Ministers under pressure to reject agreement. Oh, and there's the parasite, and there's the little boy that he's going to be shagging later, the dirty paedophile. Unlucky in love, it's all your mother's fault. Oh, let's blame the parents, shall we? The utter scum. Oh, and it's the son as well. Happy 70th, parasites, the grins of Wales. Yes, we pay for nothing. You poor pay for everything that we do. Oh, and if you're starving tough, you're paying for our lavish meals as well. Look at them all laughing at you. Oh, you're poor, are you? Well, you're still paying for our lives. PM's plea to Cabinet, back me Brexit deal. So it's finally come to the point where they're admitting it's already been a done deal. It was already a done deal. And all this smoke and mirror bullshit about Brexit was just that. Smoke and mirrors to distract you. Because we will have another referendum and you will vote to remain. Or we'll fix it anyway. Miracle of murdered crossbow victims tot. Meet 70 Sun readers who'll join Prince party today. Why would you want to go anywhere near a group of paedophile, child rapists, satanic scum like them? The Guardian. Trump's liar-in-chief, the power of Sarah Sanders. Brexit. May tells her cabinet, this is the deal, now back me. Because we're screwing the country, we've got them to bend over again, and we're going to shaft them right up their ass even harder than ever. Because we're a bunch of Satanist scumbags. Hardliners urge senior ministers to block pact as details of customs backstop start to leak. May has had to stop kicking the Brexit can down the road. Ministers who could walk out of cabinet, the DUP is overplaying its hand. All bullshit. It's a betrayal of the nation by a criminal satanic bitch. Speaking of satanic bitches, Daily Fail. How old are you now, Grandpa? Don't matter, because I'm going to be screwing you later, little boy, like I do to all the children. Satanic paedophile scum, and we put up with this. Judgment Day. May strikes historic Brexit deal, selling us all down the channel, screwing us further and committing further treason. She calls in cabinet one by one to plead for support, but Tory rebels cry betrayal and warn PM days are numbered. Mirror. Lisa Riley's incredible Christmas party dress diet. May's Brexit D-Day. Rabbi's dad horror. Brits agonising 2-month ordeal after Hull's cat attack. He died in the same hospital as his tragic daughter, aged 4. Metro. Mariah, we meet the superstar. Now you can too. No thanks. Brexit deal on the table. Draft proposal is hammered out with Brussels negotiators. In other words, how can we screw the British nation further? Yeah, that'll do. That'll work. We'll go for that. PM summons cabinet on one by one in bid to win their support. Prime monster. The tell lie graph. May faces moment of truth on Brexit deal. Major backlash from cabinet ministers as PM presents her long-awaited plan to screw the population further. We are going to stay effectively in large parts of the single market, it is staff told. So we're not leaving. Now you'll notice the parasites are in almost every paper. Laughing, pointing. This dumbed down public don't know what's going on. They don't realise we're just a bunch of satanic ritual abuse bastards. Digital passports plus for 13 plus. It's the ID. It's the ID bullshit. It's for you. If you're not carrying your ID, you'll be arrested. That's what's coming. You mark my words. Prince's one birthday wish. Please take care of the countryside. Oh, and the hangers, because we're all satanic Luciferian scumbags. I may have paraphrased that, but that's what needs to happen. Baby delivered after mother killed in attack. Premier League boss, a female TV executive. Who gives a shit? More important things than that distraction that's known as football. Star. Absolute shit. It'll all be TV and that sort of thing. Oh, Emily spies her ideal judge bloke. But the shoey. Oh, it's Schumacher. Crossbow murder. Fans put Harry on trial. Use 6 more months to find Maddie. Cops get 150 for one final line of inquiry. Right, let's cut this shit. We all know the McCanns were involved with her murder, as were the friends that were there on holiday. No doubt either they injected her with something to sleep and killed her, or more than likely it was during some satanic ritual of raping her that they got carried away and killed her. But hey, we know that. It's common knowledge. But why aren't they in prison for it, or even on trial for it? Because they're a bunch of Satanists, and they've got the likes of Brown, who they called up on the phone. Hey, pervert pedo Brown. Yeah, we've killed our daughter in a satanic ritual. We got carried away. Can you send someone over to, make sure we don't get found guilty and, sent to prison? Yeah, Brown says, no problem. Aye. Pet insurance. How to find the right deal. Memory aid. Cannabis may help treat dementia, as well as cannabis, cancer, diabetes, AIDS, arthritis, anything else. It also may treat dementia. And they've been hiding it and outlawing it for over 70 years because they know it cures all these things. Student loan warning. Chancellor sell off will leave taxpayer out of pocket. In other words, they've sold all the student loans debts to debt collectors. Well, go on www.goodf.forumotion.com and you will find the letters that we used to have on Get Out of Debt Free are now on that site instead, and you can talk to them on there and you can get rid of your debts. So that's what you do. Deal done. Did say I, didn't I? Well, if not, I did. Now all the Prime Minister has to do is get it past her cabinet, the Commons, the Lords, the DUP and 27 EU nations. Deal done. I've sold the British nation, raped them, sold them out, committed treason, high treason at that. But hey, I'm a Satanist. What do you expect? May summons cabinet to approve Brexit deal after UK and Brussels diplomats agree on final sticking points. In other words, we've agreed on what we agreed on in the first place 2 years ago when we realised that, oh my God, they voted to leave. Okay, well, we'll cause so much shit, but they're never leaving. Ever. Ministers must now choose whether to back the PM or resign. Instant backlash against May's plan from pro-Brexit MPs. Ian Duncan-Smith, the mass murderer, warns that the PM's days are numbered. Government promises to show the public full legal advice. Bullshit. Oh, and look, a great read. Michael Obama, rich, entertaining and candid memoir. Mia Goth on nymphomaniac, violent films and divorcing Shia LaBeouf. New Premier League boss revealed, it's a woman. Katie Balls, the PM's successors are circling. So you're going to get more of the same then. Express. Charles at 70, a portrait of a very modern, satanic, Luciferian, paedophile royal family. Finally, 873 torturous days after the referendum, the Prime Monster has thrashed out an agreement with the EU where we, the public, get shafted again. Now she has the fight of her life to convince the Cabinet, Parliament and ultimately the nation. This Brexit deal is best for Britain. Best for me, the satanic Luciferian bitch that I am, selling out the Rothschild puppet. It's the best for Britain. No, the best for Britain is repealing the 72 Act and saying, screw you, EU. That's the best for Britain. Financial Times. May faces moment of truth in cabinet clash over Brexit draft. Deal agreed with Brussels. In other words, yes, they've bent the British public over and they're now shafting them harder than ever. Ministers summoned to view text. Skeptics denounce pact. Tech giants spend 115 billion on buybacks as investors lay up Trump tax windfall. Dennis Healy. World events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings.